All right, Lemon Heads, welcome once again to Lemon City Live, episode 195. Just before we get started, gotta remind you guys that Lemon City Live.
We're happy to report that today we just extended our deal with Magic City. So
That's right. We are very happy to report that.
It's a good day. So while you read that, I'll just show my Magic City.
There you go. The Magic City swag.
Swag right there, looking good. So go ahead.
Yeah, we're happy to report that they're coming back. Lemon City Live, just in case you didn't know, is brought to you by Magic City Jai-Alai. Magic City's 2020 season starts on May 1st and will run through the end of November. For now, the court will stay closed to the public, but you'll be able to watch all the games in real time on YouTube on the Jai-Alai channel. If you need your sports fix, we highly recommend that you check it out. The Jai-Alai channel also has a ton of other original content to help you understand the game, in case you don't know how Jai-Alai works, and get more familiar with the players in the league, like our co-host Tanard, who could not be here today. So just go to youtube.com/Jai-Alai channel, spelled Jaialai channel. It's free to subscribe, and you'll never miss a moment of the action. So shout out to Magic City Casino.
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah, I had to pay for this hat, but it's it was a nice promo they had going on. But yeah, TD can't be here today because season starts on Friday. So
man,
tune in on the YouTube channel. They're also putting a playlist so you can go back and watch all of our episodes that we've been streaming on there as well. So we love what they do for us and what we can do for them. So
go place your bets, man.
Make some money. TD's working, but we have a big special guest here. Yeah, as you can see here, Gus.
Yeah, just in case, if you're not watching, if you don't already know, that is the MJ Acosta from the NFL Network. MJ, how's it going?
You guys are too kind. Your check's in the mail. It's going well. Just laying low, staying home through all of this year.
Smart. I don't know why our check's in the mail. We should be paying you to be on our show.
Yeah, for real.
I would never. Y'all are family.
For sure. But yeah, I mean, it's this is unprecedented times. This is the first time I think that we get you in a visual medium here, right? So, but
talk about having to quarantine. I was like, okay. Cool.
Well, the hair's on point. The hair's on point, though.
Yeah,
it is on point.
Still on
yoga pants. Oh, it's all good. I'm wearing sweats.
I'm not standing up. Yeah, I got sweatpants on too.
Yes, please don't stand up.
This time I got sweatpants. I mean, I've only left the house once in the last 10 days, man. So it's tough. Yeah,
I'm actually one of the few people that still actually gets to go to work.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I leave my house every day, so I'm not going crazy. I'm not one of those people.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm blessed.
We're not all that lucky.
Yeah.
I'm actually now that I have the studio set up and all that, I'm not mad at working from home. I miss the crew and the analysts and the other report, but it's been nice to not have to commute. Sleeping a little later if I need to be up for a call time. My commute is walking upstairs to
yeah.
Which is also the extent of my cardio, if I'm honest.
That's the one thing. Gyms are closed and all that stuff. It's hard for people to get at their work.
You gotta get it in somehow, but yeah.
Well, I mean, over here where I'm at, we're in this gated community, and they've turned the parking lot into this outdoor gym. So there's always, well, not on purpose, but people are just always out there working out, and I'm just walking the dog, just looking at them man, one day.
You're good for you.
Good for you. I'm just saying, what can I do? But it is nice to see, people making the best out of this. We've been saying it for weeks here. The most important thing is that we hope everybody who's watching the show, everybody who interacts and participates is staying safe. Don't go outside if you don't have to. Follow the rules, and the quicker we all adhere to that, and the quicker this thing will be over. So, but again,
definitely
thank you for making time here and joining us for a little bit here. We wanted to talk a little NFL. It's nice we did a whole show on the Tiger King just a few weeks ago, so we're dying for some good substance.
That's
actual
the level of quarantine you've reached. It was a whole King show.
Whole episode on tagging. It was well received. People liked it, and everybody's got opinions on it. So that part was cool. But yeah, I don't want to do that all the time. So I'm happy to talk, especially us as Dolphins fans having some. I feel as a Dolphins fan, we have reason to cheer and celebrate. I'm very, very. I've always been, well, not always, but Gus knows that I've been more critical and cynical for a long time. I'm more PTSD'd as a Dolphins fan.
No lie, here's a little behind the scenes. Before we started our draft show, we did it live during the draft. Before we started, I told Edwin, if the Dolphins piss you off, please don't yell as loud as you can into the microphone. I don't want to upset you exactly. Yeah, because I know he would. So I had to.
There was a warning
in there. Yeah.
Because I told Gus I'm not far from Biscayne Bay. I'll go jump in there and punch a dolphin in the face if I have to. I didn't want them to ruin it.
We're gonna get PETA all over you.
I know. Well, it didn't happen. It didn't. We got Tua. We're good. We're excited. But I'll be honest. We had, and on the stream, you see, I legit had anxiety, and I was nervous. Up until they, you see the commissioner go out there and say the words that, we wanted to hear. I still believe I was under the I was hoping for the Dolphins to really pull something for Burrow. That's what I wanted. But Tua was my I'm not going to complain option. You know what I mean? I was very, very, very happy with Tua. I don't know, maybe, now that I think about it, I didn't mention this to Gus, but I was thinking about it. Maybe like subconsciously, I was just kind of telling myself I wanted Burrow. Just so that, when we got to it, I'd feel good. But that's what I really wanted, like
protection.
Yeah. Like I was creating a buffer, and I just some psychology there. I don't know, maybe.
How do you reverse psychology yourself?
You sure did, though. Look ahead.
I think so. Because I really feel like once the whole Burrow, went there and we got to it, like I haven't really thought about Burrow. I've just been so focused and happy about, what the Dolphins have done. So
Cincinnati wasn't letting go of that #1 overall pick. They had it for a reason because they were abysmal. So I knew that wasn't going to be on the board. Although crazier things have happened, but I didn't see that as a problem.
Yeah.
And I did see a rumor that Burrow has had their playbook for weeks already.
Really?
The Bengals?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Honestly, would that surprise any of us though? Like
that would not surprise me at all.
There are rules in place.
Rules are meant to be broken, MJ. I mean, come on.
But,
So MJ, how did you experience the draft? This is not your first draft. How did you experience it this time around? Like, what was the craziest part for you?
Well, I think so. Even though I'm with the NFL Network, I'm based in the Bay because I cover both the Niners and the Raiders. But thus far, they usually send, especially on draft night, because it's our off-season Super Bowl. Each reporter gets a team, right? So you're like, last year I was dedicated to the Raiders for obvious reasons. They had a ton of draft capital, like they did this year, and picking higher in the draft. So I was all hunkered in with silver and black, and someone else covered the Niners. Well, this year, because we're all working from home, I was covering both. And they were picking back to back in the first round. So it was intense because I have to pay attention to what's happening, but I also have to look out for like media alerts when the draftees are going to speak this year via Zoom or via conference call. So the first night was the roughest night for me in terms of workload. So I was like, I'm only one person. So it was just, I have two phones, like my work phone and my phone. I feel like the draftee, right? Like I'm like, huh?
Oh, style. Look at her.
Yeah.
So I would literally have I'd be recording one on my one on speaker, recording it on my iPad, and like listening to the other one, just so I didn't miss anything. So a little stressful, but also super exciting. And it felt like a real reporter day for me for the first time since the quarantine started. So
nice.
And then I had to do my recaps and send stuff, pre-tape stuff and send it over to them. So I was on a high, just going off of the pure adrenaline of making sure I got everything and still following the overall draft because I was really interested. It was virtual. Goodell was his evolution throughout the draft was possibly it was fantastic.
But tell me, how did he mispronounce Tua's name? I mean, come on.
Man, I don't know. It's hard, man. I think like I've psyched myself out before too. Like it's a name that I know I've practiced, and then the live moment comes and I'm like, yep.
Okay.
So I get it. It happens.
Has it happened to you though? Has it happened to you though? Have you mispronounced or maybe not Tua's name, but has there been somebody that you've been on air and you're like, oh my God, I totally John Travolta that? Like, oh my God.
1,000 times. Yes. All the time. All the time. All the time. I have, especially if it's a team that I don't cover on the regular, and it's an interesting name. And I'll ask for pronouncers. I always ask. And I'm like, okay, I practice it. Nope. The second I go live, I'm like, I'm going to mess it up. So I give him a mulligan in that sense because I'm like, man, like I've been there. But also, like, Tua has been such a topic. But that's almost like Madonna. People only call him Tua.
Yes.
Tua Tagovailoa. So it's like interesting when you do have to pronounce his entire name. I think that's where it went. Yeah.
Hey, she just nailed it right there. Tagovailoa. She just hit it real smooth and stride there.
Because I've been talking about it this whole time.
Exactly.
I hadn't thought about it though. It's true. We always say Tua. Like I rarely go with the Tagovailoa, but it is. But I mean, the guy his name has been everywhere for so long. You figure, get it right. But yeah, I do like how at the end of the draft, homeboy was just sitting on the chair and just like, hey, you drafted this guy,
I would too. Like, listen, we're tired, and you're already at home, so you're like, man, all prim and proper for 4 hours, like, I get it.
Yeah,
I thought Goodell did a really good job overall. I mean, like you said, it's a tall task to just sit there for 4 hours and continue to come up and do those things, especially if you're live at the event. It's a lot more emotion, adrenaline. Yeah. So, but I thought NFL did a really good job of how it all came together. I think you're going to see some aspects of it. It was super highly rated. The ratings, the reviews came in. It was like the most watched draft maybe ever, I think.
It was so smooth.
Yeah.
It's wild. When you have that many, because you think it's 32 teams, and yes, but it's not just 32 cameras. You have 32 coaches, 32 GMs, 32 personnel, like head of personnel. You have all of these families, all of it. It's a daunting task. Like if we're thinking of just the three of us, right? Times that by 300. So it's insane to think that there were minimal technical difficulties, like maybe a little delay on whether or not the pick, but that would happen on a regular draft anyway. I was honestly so impressed. And so after the first night, I was like, all right, we got it. We're good. But I was scared that, like, because Mayock was like, I don't even know how to use my Mayock. I was like, I don't even know how to share my screen. So we'll see. And I was like, Mayock, please don't stop it. Don't say that. So,
they had that pre-run, like I think it was the Monday before. So thank God they did that. They got all the kinks out. Yeah.
The teams had been running scenarios, on their own too. So I thought it went by really, really smoothly. I was really proud. I was like, all right, okay.
I'm telling you, I was
millennials. Look at
right.
I thought everything went really good, and I thought like everything was smooth. Production was great. I thought it was funny that they couldn't. What was it? There was a couple of teams that when they were showing when he was about to make the pick that they couldn't get enough fans in the little screens.
Chargers.
The Chargers. I think it was all the AFC West teams. No, I think it was.
I think Raiders were one of them. Raiders.
I was like, wow, what's going on? But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, I think I really do think you're going to see some of those. They're going to take, it's like anything. It's going to evolve, and they're going to say, hey, we liked A, B, and C of what we did that day. We're going to do this next draft. How else can we include it? Because it was cool how they had all the cameras, and you could see the instant reaction from all the draftees.
Yeah.
But what's up with oh wait, what's this? Pop culture moment? Yeah, Belichick's dog. Like, come on.
Belichick's dog. Yes.
It's so cool. Like,
good boy. Good boy.
when he when Belichick walks off and you just see the dog sitting there, like just waiting. There's nobody around it.
Like, of course, that's Belichick's dog. Like, no, there was no wagging of the tail. There's no panting. He was just like stoic, holding his plate. Right? So, like, owners and their dogs sharing similarities. That was like the perfect example. There was so good.
You know what? Next show, I'm bringing my dogs on. I'm just gonna have my dog sit right here with me. But yeah, it's by the way, it was her 10th birthday yesterday. So if you guys want to say happy birthday to Stella, But anyway, one of the things that I thought was that I thought was a little over done was, man, there was like every person that got drafted, like they found a sob story or some weird thing, you know, like, oh, this one's mom was in jail for like a year when he was 6, you know, or this one lost like half his family. I'm like, man, it was like.
Did I see the meme that it was like, oh, congratulations, you made it to the NFL. Remember that time when you were 12 and your best friend died?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they were laying it on thick, and I was just like,
it was a little much.
I think it was something to sort of supplement the fact that typically they would cut to like the or like interview the player, Deion Sanders interviewing the player right after. None of that, so they had to fill that show space, and everybody loves a story, right? We want to know these guys, we want to know where they came from, what their dynamics were, what they've overcome. I agree, it was a lot of like, bring up old stuff all the time.
For real.
I think it does serve a good purpose in showing you and in showing a lot of people that you may see this moment and it's like the apex for now, but like all the stuff underneath is tough. It's real tough to make it to the NFL. And especially for so many of these players who come from really, really tough backgrounds. So I like seeing the stories, but I get what you're saying too.
Like I said, I enjoyed it. You feel for them, you know, you're happy to celebrate, but sometimes they'll put like, you know, their career highlights, and then they throw in like a sad fact at the bottom. And I was just like, man, you could have just told me that they were like all ACC, you know, freshman year or something.
Yeah. I don't first team All-American, that would have
And then I think what the other part that did it is because since it was virtual and you don't have that crowd ambiance and everyone's cheering, so it was like echoing, like, now this guy, you know, had this happen to him and this, and you're just like
extra dramatic.
Yeah. So that part was tough, man.
What's your Pac-Man score? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, you know, like
username, bro.
Yeah, seriously.
Put some handles or even a Wonderlic score or something. I don't know, anything down there. But I thought overall the draft experience was great. I thought it was interesting, and I think the ratings were obviously high because we're starving for sports. I think that's inflated for sure. Like everybody, even the baseball fan who doesn't like football was just like, man, I need to watch something. Yeah.
Although I will say this, was it just me or was that the longest first round of the draft in recorded history? It actually was.
Yes.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. But it kind of felt long too.
Well, yeah. It went to like what, midnight or?
You know who I blame? I blame the Bengals because seriously, you're going to take all 7 minutes.
Yes. I mean, you already know. Come on, guys. That's exactly. Like
they wanted to see who's going to offer us their entire draft.
No one. I was so mad.
Unless I was GMing the Dolphins, it wasn't going to happen, you know? Right. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Edwin would have traded the team bus also. Like our entire draft and our bus.
The mascot, the cheerleaders. He's like, what do you want?
But see, he would have traded you away if he was.
Well, I just wanted to be sure that we get the quarterback. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to. I was so scared I was going to see like offensive lineman Georgia or something drafted with the 5th pick, and I would have just, like I said, I don't want to go down that road.
I think that was a valid concern, but thankfully, it all played out well.
Now all I'm worried about is what number is Tua going to wear. You know, that's my concern right now. I think they should give him the 13. Why not? Let Marino unretired, or do you think he has to? No,
you gotta earn that, bro.
I need to calm all the way down with bringing Dan Marino's name anywhere near around Tua. Like, so we give the kid like a minute.
Okay.
Just like Dan Marino's on another sphere, like it's not a different galaxy. But also, like I think that's way overselling. I think he has tremendous natural talent and a really big upside. But the injuries, I'm not gonna lie, like they give me pause a little bit. I still was rooting for them to take him. With all that, to play devil's advocate, I still was rooting for them to take Tua, and I'm glad that they did. They didn't have to move from number 5 to do so. Great. But I think now that he'll take a beat to learn and adjust to the NFL, especially now because we don't know what the offseason is going to look like, what preseason is going to look like even. So that also gives me a little bit of pause because he's not out there. He's not in training camp in Davie where it feels like it's 127 degrees. I've been there.
Yeah.
Like, hitting other dudes, but like holding palms and it's just as hot. when I was a cheerleader. But it is deathly hot. And I think that kind of training, that kind of conditioning, and just getting the real pace and the real feel for an NFL level game is something that him and everybody will need going into this, especially with all of the restrictions now.
Yeah. I like that he's already entertaining us. Like he posted a video of himself playing the ukulele, singing a song. I think the Dolphins shared it. I like that. He's got personality. He retweeted that Brucey from The Longest Yard tweet.
That won me right there. That won me. I love that movie.
I like that he's got personality. He's like a young Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? He's funny.
I'm pretty sure he was the only guy in the first round who was like full 3-piece suit. I was like, thank you.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Like, chilling in sweats or in jeans. Like, fine, you're home. I get it. But he's like, no. I've been waiting to wear this.
Yeah.
You gonna get this drip.
For real. All the Miami guys got drip, man. You got Tyler Hero with his drip. Now you got Tua.
How about that tweet from Wade too? Hey, last time Miami drafted a special guy at 5, worked out pretty well. So man, that was dope.
Like that.
That was good omens all the way.
Very, very good omens. But yeah, I think overall the Dolphins, I mean, with their harvest of picks, I thought they did a great job of turning some over into, getting those key position players that they thought would fill those holes and those necessities. There was a lot of talk about us in that second round or in the late first round picking up a running back. There was a lot of talk, but instead, Dolphins went out and said, "Hey, we already got Jordan Howard. He's the little one type of back. We want somebody to complement him." They went after Matt Breida, and man, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not used to Dolphins doing the things that I'm cool with. I need to complain.
You're like, oh, that was a smart move.
Matt Breida is not only one of my favorite players, but one of my favorite humans. He's a great locker room guy. He is a workhorse. I mean, that guy played through injury, and you would have never guessed that his shoulder was about to fall off or whatever. Wow. But he is just one of those guys. Whatever you need me to do, I'm gonna do it. He's good at like those short yardage, picking up first downs, those type of scenarios. But I think this could present an opportunity for Breida to be the guy.
Yeah.
In this kind of scenario. I think it's sort of, I know we have Jordan Howard, but it could be a situation where he really steps up. He's been battle tested in San Francisco. He's now has Super Bowl experience. I know they lost. I get it. But
it wasn't his fault though.
Oh, no.
Being part of a team like this and being part of like Kyle Shanahan's offense, which was so run heavy, I think that experience alone is a tremendous asset to bring into the Dolphins locker room. Wow.
I think so. I think we can all agree with Iris over here. Dolphins made me a fan again. Yeah, it's weird. I really do feel like it was. I'm used to, and I think. It's unfortunate. I think a lot of us are used to just, finding something to gripe about and be like, man, why'd they do this? Or why did, I was having, Ted Ginn flashbacks to that draft. And I was just like, no. But man, they hit everything. The offseason.
Yeah. Free agency was spectacular.
Free agency was spectacular. And actually, it's funny because it was almost a year ago that we had you on. It was right before the season started. And we were talking about how they were predicted to win. I think it was like the initial predictions were something like 3 games. So this was also when we had you on. This was also before they got rid of, I think, Tunsil.
Before they dumped their entire O-line.
Yeah, that week.
Really cleared out the roster.
Yeah, that week. I think it was that week 4 preseason. That's when they dumped everybody. And right before the season, they're like, hey, they brought in the replacements.
The Kenyon Drake situation.
Yeah. So. It's one of those things, and we had that talk. But before that, before they dumped those players, we were talking about it, and we were all like, "Hey, you know what? This team still has some talent. This has some players. They can win. 6 games. We were talking 6 or 7 at the time when everybody was predicting us.
We're generously, I should say.
We were generous. We were, but we were, basing it off of what we seen, what we saw in preseason, what we saw the season before. And then, obviously they start off horribly, but that 5-4
thing happened already when we started.
I don't remember actually. I think maybe Josh Rosen was already there the last time we talked. But
now he's not even like in the conversation, which is
I don't know what's gonna happen to that guy.
Yeah. That's a rough situation.
The NFL has more QBs than they know what to do with.
Yeah, it's true. And we're talking about a guy who was drafted in the first round, top 10, just a couple years ago. And now all of a sudden, like, we don't know. He has no home in a sense.
Yeah. And he was when he got to Miami. And then Patrick. I like him though. I like Magic so much.
Yeah, and exactly, and that's the thing. We finished 5-4, and I thought that was the most telling thing for the team. I thought that go even, and now everybody's still like writing us off this season again, and I'm thinking, we finished 5-4 with. If you look at that roster that we had at 5-4, with what I feel we've added to it, and I'm not expecting Tua to come in there or nothing. I'm strictly thinking Fitzpatrick here and what we can do. I'm like, man, with Breida, with Jordan Howard, with these guys, we got some type of a running game now. We have Preston Williams is coming back. Devontae Parker blew up.
Had a heck of a season despite the record. Over 1,200 receiving yards. What was it, 9 touchdowns?
Yeah.
I think
a Pro Bowler.
They need a second, like a complement to Devontae Parker, like a true fast, speedy guy who can really stretch the field. Like I think another powerhouse, like a Henry Ruggs would have been great, right?
Yeah.
Coulda, woulda. But I think that they are going to need like one more really dynamic aerial threat to really, really take off. So we'll see if that maybe happens via some trades. Who knows?
Maybe. And we got to remember Preston Williams was playing like that guy until he got hurt, and missed the end of the season. So I see good stuff, and I'll admit, I bashed Devontae Parker for so long. I was just so frustrated with that guy, but man, I'll eat it up, man. He made me eat everything. That guy did everything.
I hope that it's on a consistent basis now, not just like one breakout season and then right back down.
Yep.
So now you got to.
Oh man, what about this here? This is kind of scary. Patriots will end up signing Rosen.
That's every Dolphins fan's worst nightmare right there. Is that the Patriots sign Rosen and he's the next Tom Brady?
Like he leaves and suddenly is lights out.
Yeah. It's
no, that can't happen. Trade him to the Packers. They want all the quarterbacks right now.
Evidently. Drama. That was dramatic.
That was insane. Yeah.
I think it's very telling. I think it's man. You gotta, what do you say? Read the writing in the tea
writing from the wall,
the walls and all that stuff. Yeah, A-Rod, but now that's funny. They got an A-Rod and they got a J-Lo.
Oh my god! I didn't even put that together. I love it.
Now, all right, man. This is me being cynical Dolphins fan again. I can't escape it completely. But what if J-Lo blows up and we help give J-Lo to the Packers? You know what I mean?
Like, I don't know. But that's the thing. Those are the conversations now post-draft. Like we actually have no idea. Do you remember a guy by the name of Paxton Lynch that everybody thought was going to be like the next and now we're like, huh? Who?
That was your boy, Gus.
That was my boy right there.
Gus was hype on him too, man.
You never know.
Not really. I was hype on Memphis.
Or even Rosen himself. Like we thought by now, he'd be the talk of the league, and that hasn't been the case. Like there's so many variables in this league. You really truly never know which way it's going to go for a player.
And I think it's funny you mentioned Rosen again because I want to ask you, MJ. You've been around the locker rooms and you've seen these guys longer than us. We've been there for just a short time now. But you see a guy like Rosen who's so just soft spoken. He doesn't bring that attention to himself. He's just like, I don't know, his demeanor when we would see him last season in the locker room, he wasn't even there. You know what I mean? I don't know what happens behind the closed doors, team meetings and stuff. I know Fitzpatrick was the guy, but we were there the games that he finished and the games that he started as well. But you look at a guy like Tua who comes in and he's, saying the right things and tweeting the right stuff and is really like making his personality shown to us as fans. I feel like it's only natural that the team themselves is going to gravitate towards people that are like that. And I just don't understand how, if you're in such an important position, how you're not like that. Or I know that some people are the quiet leaders. I know some people are, lead by example.
He's a man of few words.
Yeah, so it's kind of tough, but I feel like you got to be a little vocal at times, and I worry about Rosen. Like you see that, and he had it because you got to think about it. He had a whole season to come in here and really win everybody over and say, "Hey, this is my squad. I'm the guy." He's got a chip. He got traded after being first round pick, but we didn't. We never saw any of that here.
I think it's tough too in his situation, and again, like the mental aspect of the game is so important for these. Yeah. It's all ego, all confidence, right? That's like if you don't have that in this league, you're gonna get swallowed alive. Yeah. And I think after what he went through in Arizona, and then coming into an organization where it's still a revolving door with so many changes, Flores had just gotten there. I think perhaps, and I can't speak for him. I've actually never even spoken to him in person, but I wonder if perhaps part of it was the psychological aspect of it, like just literally not having your head in the game. Yeah. I hope, because we know that he has the talent. We know that he does. Yeah. But it's about it really coming to life. And we haven't really been able to see that from him thus far. And I think sometimes they might listen. If it's one thing I've learned from covering the NFL for almost 10 years, going into locker rooms, when a guy doesn't want to talk, it doesn't matter what position he's in, he ain't talking. So, maybe that's what he's like. Maybe I just don't want to say the wrong thing. So I'm just not going to say anything at all. Who knows? Yeah. Only he knows what's going on behind the scenes.
That's true. Look, looks like Rosen wasn't a dog, and that's dog
mentality. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about.
That's our boy TD's. Like that's how he always describes it. He said it. He's always been telling us that you got to have that dog mentality. You got to be, you got to assert yourself there and say those things and be that presence. So it's a shame.
But who knows? I mean, here's the other thing about Tua coming in. Talent breeds competition, and competition breeds greatness. So we'll see what evolves from all of this. It's going to be an interesting quarterback room in Miami for sure.
I'll take it.
History shows that Tua is down for the competition. Like he took Jalen Hurts' job in the middle of a national championship game. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
I don't think we have to worry about that.
Yeah. Speaking of Jalen Hurts, I thought that was a real big surprise, man. Going so high to a team that already has a quarterback, second round. What was your big surprise there, MJ? What was something that
I thought, and maybe this was just wishful thinking, I thought he was going to go higher. I thought he might have gone in the first. I think, again, wishful thinking on my behalf. I know his agent, Nicole Lynn, by the way, the only Black woman agent out there killing the game.
Oh, word?
You don't know Nicole, follow her. She's fantastic.
We'll do.
I do think that Philly is a good fit for him. I think that he's going to learn well. I think personality-wise, it matches him with his style of play. And I think he will have an opportunity at some point. It's not like their QB isn't injury prone.
Exactly.
To get in there and show what he has. I think that was a smart move by the Eagles and a really good place for him to end up.
Yeah, I think so too. Although Wentz did play every game last season. I know this because I had him on my fantasy team and he totally disappointed me all season long. That's what I get for drafting him. So, I
you can only blame yourself there.
I get that's what I'm saying, But yeah, he killed me on that one.
He didn't get injured until the playoffs.
Well, that's when he, But Gus, what was your surprise? What got your attention?
Oh man, I think it was that CeeDee Lamb wasn't the first wide receiver off of
Thank you. How was he still around at 17?
I don't know. I don't get it.
The Cowboys made out like a bandit on that one.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Why do we give Jerry Jones things?
He was doing the draft from a mega yacht.
Yes.
No.
And Trayvon Diggs. Stop it. I'm done.
Man, what a flex from his yacht.
Mega flex.
Seriously. I forgot about that. Yeah, he was on the yacht. Yo,
and
what up?
Also, talk about social distancing.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? I thought that was also really cool. All the you got to see some of the places where these were we surprised with Belichick is like doing it in like the kitchen that looks like my mom's kitchen, back when I was a kid. I mean, it was a much bigger table, but I'm pretty it was just like the most just
normal,
normal looking thing. And then you got
all that was missing was precious moments, dolls.
Yeah. And then Clinsbury, I always butcher
Kingsbury, yeah.
Kingsbury. He's in. Yo, I don't know what he's
Ryan
living
Boston
in.
over here, like he had loafers with no socks. I am done.
No, that guy listens to the Black Keys. He's super cool. He's got that swag. Like he's just like
Patrick Mahomes is like, yo, I'm trying to level up like Cliff though.
Yeah, man. But you look at all the rings that Belichick has, and then you see what he's doing it in. And this guy's got 5 wins as an NFL coach, and he's like just, super house everything.
Yeah.
Like that was impressive, man. Impressive.
What is it? They say the youth is wasted on the young. Belichick's like, that's cool. Talk to me in 30 years.
For real, man. Yeah,
he's packing. I'm not even mad at him.
Man. I want that house. That thing was nice. Like, Iris over here believes, yeah. And how about Belichick's dog having a better draft than the Eagles and Packers?
Having a better draft than everyone, truly.
Yeah. Well, that's a good life there. But oh wait, we got some.
Definitely wasn't expecting the Ravens drafting Rob Dobbins.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they're playing this. Okay.
And you got Ingram, you got Gus Edwards, you have I'm forgetting the other running back that they already had. And then you also have Lamar Jackson. So
right.
That's
one dominant team probably in the league.
Just plug and play, man. Just plug and play. Whoever comes in there.
Yep.
So
Hollywood Brown, they got over there.
Hollywood Brown, Marquise, yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was good. But yeah, I overall I thought the draft, thumbs up. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to next season. Yeah. I'm glad you got to do some work, MJ. You felt like you were back part of the team there and everything. I know you mentioned it was the first time you went back to work. What was the last thing you did before the quarantine? What was the last assignment you were on? Do you remember that?
Here's the thing. I went from like this crazy ride, like Super Bowl, all this, like being my hometown, like the coverage of Super Bowl was wild. Then
you were having a great old time.
Then we went to Combine, and then after Combine, I went to New York to fill in on Good Morning Football. And so the week of Good Morning Football was when the NBA shut down. It was the Thursday, and then Yes, I got engaged, honey. Thank you. My fiance.
That's right.
Hey, congratulations!
You're missing a big goal.
That was here in Miami. Wasn't it?
I was in Miami the night before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I saw the video where you showed Joy Taylor the ring.
Yeah, she lost her mind.
And she lost her mind. Yeah.
She's so salty that I didn't cry. But I went from like this just crazy adrenaline rush, and then I went from like the last day of Good Morning Football, the building where the show is shot was completely shut down. We were the only studio in operation there, so it was really eerie. And then being in New York that week was truly, it went from like 0 to 100 all of a sudden. I don't know for you guys too. Like, I think once like NBA and like Major League Sports was like, it's a wrap. I think it's set in for a lot of people. Like, this isn't a joke. So I finished it on Friday and immediately flew back home, and it was like, oh, and then boom, straight into isolation. I self-quarantined for the 14 days because I was coming from New York, and I had contact with a ton of people. So I'm like in my house like this, like in the fetal, but like freaking nerve-wracking. And I had like jet lag, so like I didn't feel well, and I was like, I have it. I didn't. Thankfully, I did not.
Yeah,
it was a roller coaster of emotions, and then it was like a dead stop. Really, so for a whole month, and we had like a couple of things here and there, but then our studios for NFL went completely dark, which means we completely shut down. So nobody in the studio, no one on site, everyone was to work from home. So we're like, how do we get stuff on air? We weren't. It was all like digital stuff. So can you imagine going from like this craziness, literally going from the Super Bowl to like June in the NFL where everyone's on break?
Yeah.
But not on purpose.
I mean, I know what happened. Somebody saw our first stream and they're like, we need to do what those guys are doing. We're trendsetters here.
But I think what everyone was waiting for, and ourselves, like, okay, how long is this really going to last? I went out and bought like every lighting kit possible on Amazon. So all right, we're gonna get to work. We're gonna start, just rolling out content and to be ready truly once we got going. And then you've seen as of late, right before the draft, everyone, American Idol came back.
Yeah. I'm man. You mentioned that because I've
you
started
watching the video.
I started watching. You know,
Edwin sent in an audition video. We're gonna drop that sometime soon.
Don't sing.
No, I've been getting into some of these shows, so yeah, I did see that they're coming back and they're doing it like from home and everything. I watched a little bit of the season before, but yeah, like even Walking Dead, which is a show that I watched, like they haven't released the last episode because they haven't finished doing the stuff because they can't. So, and it's like I've been waiting, you know, and everything, even that part of it, but for us, it was this, you know, similar thing. We were ramping up. We did, you know, the Super Bowl events. We had. We just started doing spring training for the Marlins. We're gearing up for the Marlins and the college basketball season, all the football, all the soccer, Inter Miami. Let me switch hats here again because I was, you know, getting excited for
the smoothness of the hat swap.
It's on point.
I have to point that out.
But you know, I was so excited about, you know, Inter Miami. We're getting ready to cover that. We had all these things, and I remember on a Wednesday. We did a spring training game in Jupiter, and then that was the last thing we did. It was just everything cut off the next day. By Friday, pretty much everything was canceled, and you know we're scrambling to see what we're gonna do. You know, and that's how we get Tiger King episodes. But you know we managed.
So myself for watching that whole thing.
I'm glad. I'm with you on that. It was a train wreck, but I had to watch it. But
and then the thing was, I was like, well, I have to see what happens. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
At myself.
But then we went through the same thing. I did the self-quarantine, and then like I'm walking my dog, and then you feel like a little twinge in your throat, and all of a sudden I hear a Cardi B coronavirus in my head, and I'm just like,
yep,
you know, like freaking out. And thankfully I've been good. You know, wife's been good. We're good. So and Gus, you know, he's good. TD, happy to report he's been well as also. Looks like you. Oh, some congrats on the ring. There you go. But you know, overall, we're happy that you know everybody's been good, and we'll get through this. You know, this will end, and you know we'll be back on and covering. I can't wait for that first game where I'm on the field again, and it feels like a real game.
The thing is, the turn up once this is over, that might be what like does us all in. Quite frankly, like, people are going to overcompensate so hard.
Yes.
But this is what we need to do. I mean, if I have to go live in yoga pants every day for the next month, that's my duty.
Okay.
Me too.
Me too. So, but you're doing a great job.
I have a lot. They match my hat. They match my Adidas. Adidas yoga pants.
I'm Reeboking it today.
MJ, aside from like the obvious challenges of covering this draft, you know, there's always the traditional challenges, right? Of getting information from teams, not knowing if it's legit. You know, they like to lie to the reporters to sort of throw everybody off. You know, the NFL teams are notorious for that during the draft. How do you manage that?
I've never been through that. I've never had misinformation. I think sometimes they do that just to see if there's a leak within the organization, but I've never been used in such a way. And also I vet every piece of information I receive, especially if it's like random, like why me?
Why is Gus texting me this?
What if you want? No, but also, like I subscribe by that. I don't care about being first on Facebook. I just cannot be wrong. I cannot be wrong. Like the margin of error there, and the network would have my head, but I just I like Twitter fingers. Like I'm like, hold on, I need like 7 other people to verify this, and like, does this look good? Did I misspell something? Did I put your instead of you are apostrophe? I gotta make sure everything is perfect. So I've never really done that, but
hey, I've gotten a lot better at it. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I am to the point now where I correct other people on the your and the your.
Man,
there you are.
But it happens sometimes. You know, it does happen. But there are also people you can tell that they don't know what the difference is.
Yeah, no, we everybody makes mistakes. I was working at BN Sports for a little bit, and I tweeted out Neymar, and I spelled his name with an A instead of an E, or the other way around. I forget. I spelled his name wrong, and I got in trouble for that.
Yeah, but yeah, you're gonna get in trouble for that.
That's why he's no longer working there. You know what I mean? But it explains.
That was his last name.
That's a bad one there, Gus. But hey, it happens, though. You know, I'm guilty of the your thing. I was guilty. I have not done it. I am your free now for
0 days since last incident.
Oh yeah, I'm a little short up there. You know, how many days since I messed up your?
Great. That is great. Important.
Yeah.
That is important, yeah. So, I don't know. What's your biggest takeaway from this draft, MJ? Like, who do you think won the draft?
Other than Nike, Bill Belichick stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That dog's gonna get a Purina puppy chow endorsement or something
already.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go the biased route in this because I can on this pod.
There you go.
And I'm gonna say this offense. I think I really liked everything that they did. I thought they made really smart, really strategic moves. Not only with, I think this was I read somewhere that this is the first time they've taken 3 offensive linemen in the first 4 rounds, and that was not by mistake. That's not so their guy didn't fall to them. That was specifically to protect Tua. They are investing in the guy. They made that huge move, which I consider a huge move, trading a pick for Matt Breida. Solid addition to that running backs group. And all the defensive moves that they made in free agency and in the draft are only going to make this team stronger. I will say patience will be key here because not only do we have to give them a little time, but remember, like all of these pieces coming together takes a minute. And I'll use the 49ers as a good example here because John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have been building that Super Bowl caliber team for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And it took them a lot of time, a lot of L's to get there. So my hope here, and I think it's a cautiously optimistic outlook with the Dolphins that what they have done and what they've shown. I really like this Brian Flores and Chris Greer collaboration so far. The moves that they've made together have been fantastic. So, pa'lante, as we say.
That's right.
I like that. Yeah,
I love that our head coach is Latino. I love that he's Hispanic. So cool. That's so cool to me. Yeah, man.
His kids were the cutest during the time. They have a little gap. I was like, okay, swaggy little kids. I get it.
I love it. Love it.
I'm totally invested in Greer and Flores. Like they've won so much equity with me from all the prior regimes and everything. Like even if some stuff doesn't go according to plan, like I'm still
inevitably they will.
Yeah, there's gonna be some misses, but I'm right. Like I said, this is at this point. This is the happiest Dolphins fan I've been in a very long time, So I'm gonna ride it out for a while, man. I'm gonna enjoy this, listen to some
moment. Let's just enjoy it.
Yeah,
Dolphins, baby. You know what I'm saying? So
we feel good right now.
Yeah. But anyway, I think we're reaching that time there, aren't we, Gus?
Yeah, man.
But MJ, thank you so much for sharing your time and during this quarantine with us and spending some time here and finally allowing us to really get into some good Dolphins NFL talk. It felt nice. It's always great. But we wish you all the best. You're doing such a great job on TV and with everything. We wish you continued success in that. And again, thank you for your time. We hope to have you back on soon.
Yeah, and congrats on your engagement once again.
Yes.
Thank you.
I know you're documenting.
Say it again. Yes, we are. So we're documenting. We're going to elope. We've decided. So as soon as the quarantine is lifted, we're gonna drive up to Napa and lock it in before he changes his mind.
Nice.
Actually, that's not even on the board. There's no option there. But what we've been doing is having other NFL couples help us choose elements of our elopement. So we'll give them 3 options. For example, Hall of Famer Jason Taylor and his fiance Monica helped us pick our venue. So they picked the courthouse in Napa. So we have to stick to the courthouse. So whatever these couples pick, we have to do it.
Oh, okay.
And everyone's reaction is, why why?
Fun, have fun.
I mean, I think it's a point where we can do it a little differently, kind of leaning into the fact that all of this is so crazy already as it is. So why not have a little fun with it? Bring in something we're both passionate about, which is sports, and it's a way of connecting, connecting people and seeing, a different side of maybe athletes that you hadn't seen before, and it's been pretty cool so far. Yeah.
It is. Congratulations on that. I saw Nick Wright had some advice for your fiance as well. Yeah. I saw that.
Very Cam Jordan from the Saints and his wife Nikki are the next episode, and it was. I mean, I did not stop laughing the entire. It's so good. So that'll be coming out later this week.
Well, if no one recommends a good DJ, I know a guy. So.
I like it.
So, but yeah, well, congrats on that, and we'll be watching and we'll be seeing, and hopefully it all turns out as great as it sounds. So we'll be cheering for you.
Thank you, guys. I always appreciate you.
Thank you again for joining us. And everybody watching, we're Gus and I are going to stick around here. We're going to talk a little bit about this Last Dance, and we're gonna carry on with that. But again, MJ, thank you so much.
Bye, guys. No problem.
Bye, MJ. All right, great conversation with MJ Acosta.
Yeah, man. Big thanks. Big thanks. She's awesome. She's been our most she's been the one that's been on. Yeah. Most frequent lemon guest.
Lemonhead, yeah.
I don't know where I was going with it, but you felt the gears turning there, but you knew where I was going.
Yeah.
But
I went to Walgreens yesterday and I saw a pack of Lemonheads. Almost bought them. But what am I gonna do with these? I'm just gonna say, "Oh, I have Lemonheads."
We were at Target and I saw, I don't know who saw it, but we ended up buying it. It was like a little wooden cutout of a lemon, and it said like something fresh, and I'm like, I don't know where it's going, dude. But it's coming with us, anything
you
lemon.
Got it?
Yeah, it's somewhere. I don't know where I'm gonna put it.
Show me that later on.
I'm trying. I thought we had it out, but no, it's up there. But anyway, Gus, remind everybody one more time about. Well, actually, let me. You do it. I don't have the info here, so I don't want to. So, but yeah, Iris, you're right. We're going from MJ to MJ. We're going to talk a little. Ooh. Oh, wait, sorry. There you go. We're going to talk a little, MJ, The Last Dance. We're just going to talk for a couple of minutes here, not too long. We appreciate everybody. Yeah, we appreciate everybody that's been watching. And if you're watching and you like what you're seeing, man, hit that little subscribe button, hit the little like button, hit the share button, tell your friends, tell your family. And all those actions go a long, long way. And we really, really thank you. So, but yeah, Gus, tell everybody what's going on with Magic City one more time before we forget here. So there we go. That looks good, right?
Magic City, it does. Their 2020 season starts May 1st, and that's this Friday, May 1st, and it's going to run until the end of November. Look at everyone's head there. So just make sure you head to their YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/highlight channel. That's spelled Jaialai. If you want to watch some great highlight, play some bets. Definitely don't mortgage your house on that, but
yeah, make some money though.
Have a little
pay
fun.
That rent. Don't mortgage the house, but pay that rent. You know what I'm saying?
Pay that rent, exactly.
That's what's up.
Put your money on TD.
Yeah, man. Here's a little insider tip. That jetting guy's pretty good.
He's pretty
good. Bet on him. He's pretty good. Yeah, man. Big shout out to the day of celebration here. We're happy that we're able to continue our relationship with Magic City Casino for this season. So we're excited about that, and hopefully once all this quarantena, is that how they say it in Italian? It sounded like it. No, maybe. Well, hopefully
it's probably exactly the way you say it in Spanish. A lot of those words overlap.
Oh, okay. Well, once this whole quarantine is over, I'd love to get back out there and actually, see it in person and take it. And I forgot to mention that to MJ. I think there's gonna be, because they're not just gonna. It's not gonna be like one day we're doing this quarantine thing and then the next day it's gonna be like, all right, Miami's playing on Monday. Everybody go to the stadium. It's gonna be
little by little,
and it's gonna be. We're still pretty far away from being able to all enjoy a game together like how you
stuff like that. Yeah. From what I've been hearing, like on the news and stuff like that, from the experts, is what they're saying is that we're probably going to be something close to what South Korea does, which is where if somebody gets tested positive, they got to tell the officials, oh, I was at this place with these people, and then all of those people get contacted. Anyone who was at the place gets contacted, and they have to self-quarantine for 14 days, or get tested before they self-quarantine, stuff like that. That's probably where we're headed.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man.
Yeah.
But it is something. By the way,
you know what we gotta do?
That's what we gotta do. By the way, you know what? If anyone's watching right now and wants to be on the show, let us know in the comments. We might take a risk here.
That's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea. Okay. Well, yeah, maybe that is a bad idea.
We gotta test your temperature first.
Yeah. We're still in quarantine here, so we gotta take precautions here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a little gradual thing. But let's talk about what has been going on here. I wanted to just take a few minutes here and talk about The Last Dance. So I watched episode 3 and 4. Finally, I saw the ending of 4. And out of all 4 episodes, Gus, what's been your favorite one? Do you have one that stands out that you're just like, wow, that was cool? Or
man, I don't know. They kind of all mesh together in my head. But the where they focus on Jordan's rookie season, and they're talking about how he went there in the team hotel, and he goes into one of the players' rooms.
The cocaine circus.
The cocaine circus. That was like that story alone tells you why Jordan ended up becoming Jordan. That guy didn't fuck around, bro. From the very beginning. Nope. He was focused on his goals, and he didn't take any side roads, man. That's
true. It is true. I'll be honest. I think definitely the first couple episodes was really cool, but I was actually really, really intrigued with this Phil Jackson episode.
That was a good episode. It was a good episode.
Bro, can we just say something that he's the GOAT of coaching, right?
Yeah. I think that's not a hot take.
That's not that's a factually factual.
Factually factual, yeah, man.
The rare factually factual. I think we could agree. Let's go back to '98, right?
Yeah.
You look at this team. They just win there's 6 championships together. Jordan's Pippen and Phil Jackson. But you stop right there. Everybody that's involved in this story, the success stops for all except one. And one guy, Phil Jackson, almost duplicate. Okay, I'm all by myself. What happened? I'm all alone on a stream here. Anyway, I'll continue the thought here till Gus gets back. I don't know what's going on. Or he messages me. But wait a minute. There we go. Gus, you there? Well, I guess I lost Gus. But anyway, if you look back at what happened there, you have Phil Jackson is the only one out of everybody involved that continued his success afterwards. And on top of that was also, oh, wait, we got him back. And you left me calling Cowherd there, bro. I was getting ready to do the show all by myself. I got excited for a second.
I'm not sure what happened. It just sort of went, my entire screen went white.
And I was getting ready. I was like, oh, my dream show. Everybody's gone and everybody just listens to me talk.
That was Pat Riley kicked me out. He's like,
we're sorry.
Phil Jackson.
Yeah, you know what? Pat's
what kind of Heat fan are you? Sorry, Pat.
He's the godfather, but you're like a bigger godfather. But I'm just sticking strictly to coaching here.
Yeah.
And I think, man, again, what I've been trying to say is after he left, he ends up almost duplicating the exact amount of success. And in a way, he had more success because he went to, what is it? He won 5 championships with the Lakers, but he went to 7.
7, yeah.
Oh.
So
he never had a losing season.
So this is like he was Bill Belichick with the Bulls, and then he went and he was Bill Belichick again. So it's like if Bill Belichick, after Tom Brady leaves the Patriots, does exactly what he did again. We don't want that. We don't want that. It's like if he goes to to the other side of the country. Yeah. He goes to the Chargers or something.
Or the Dolphins. I'll take it.
So would I. I'm glad we went there. I'm glad.
Flores, baby. Flores.
Yeah, man. Flo. Shout out to Flo.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like that's exactly what it is. If he's Bill Belichick times 2, which is insane to think about.
Yeah. I thought, I think
Hi,
that.
Don.
I think that's truly like what my big takeaway from it was like how underappreciated it is to like. How do I say that? How do I word this properly? Coronavirus! I swear I just had that was sun got in my nose there, man. I'm good.
Bless you.
Thank you. I think it's crazy to think that we in a weird way we're actually we're actually underappreciating you. All I'm hearing is Cardi B in my head right now.
Bro, you can't do it, and you can't sneeze, cough. You can't even go without being freaked out.
No, I'm good. What's it called? But yeah, I think it's crazy that in a weird way he's almost underappreciated. Like people always forget how dope he is and how how good he was. And what I thought the way he handled Dennis Rodman in this episode, and the way it carried over when he went to the Lakers because he did the same thing with Shaq. Shaq would always come in the offseason bigger, heavy. He wouldn't really like ride Shaq that hard and be like, no, man, I know you're going to get into shape. Don't worry. We're going to get this right. You'll be good. And it was incredible how he was able to the Zen master, dude, and his weird philosophies on doing stuff. But bro, that's a lot of pot. And that was a lot of LSD that he did too, that got him to that level of enlightenment where he was just like, yo, I got this. I figured this all out. Also, how weird.
Oh, he's like Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs did the same thing.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah. But how is it me or when they show Phil Jackson when he was like a basketball player, like he looked all bony, weird. He had like big shoulders.
Dude, do you know who he looks like? He looks like a homeboy from Stranger Things, but skinny.
Hopper?
Yeah, like a skinny Hopper.
Yeah, Skinny Hopper. I could see
Hopper. That should be his nickname, Skinny Hopper.
Skinny Hopper, yeah. Mm-hmm. I can see that. Oh wait, Dennis has got some. Dennis, you want to join us, bro? Send us a link, bro. We know you're good. I started reading the Jordan.
We have to send him the link, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I started reading the Jordan rules on the Bulls' first title because the documentary really makes you give Phil Jackson respect of what he had to deal with. Yeah, absolutely. And the story of Jordan dragging Rodman out of his apartment with Carmen Electra hiding is one of the greatest. Yes. That was nice. That was a nice little thing, which I was kind of upset wasn't in the
Rodman documentary.
The Rodman 30 for 30. I thought that was left out because I was feeling a little bit like I told you, I was feeling a little bit like it was like they kind of. I was really hyped up for the Rodman episode 3. I was like, oh shit, it's about to go down, because you had all the revelations in the Jordan episode.
Mm-hmm.
What about Pippen going from equipment manager on a college team to Hall of Famer?
Yeah, dude.
Somebody messed up on that one. But I thought that was a really cool revelation. I was expecting something really cool with the Dennis Rodman episode. I mean, yeah, we got it with this, but I felt like the with that Carmen Electra story, which was great, but I felt like the rest of the episode just kind of felt like recycling what was on the 30 for 30. And I get it.
There's only so much.
Yeah, I know, but
but also like what else could like I'm sure they didn't leave out a lot of things. Like that's everything. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they left out that big story there with Carmen Electra, but I thought, Carmen Electra, like 90s
still
girl,
hot, right?
Right?
Still hot,
dude, for real.
Because that interview that she did for the documentary, that's got to be recent.
Yeah, that was like.
She still looks exactly the same, almost.
Yeah, man, some good stuff there, bro. What's it called? Oh shit! Wait, I don't have it here.
What?
Man, I got a funny meme the other day. Let me see if I can pull it up here. It's gonna look crappy on here, but it said what Jennifer Lopez looks like if she never went to the Bronx. Did I show you that?
No.
Look. All right.
I can't really see that. Does she look like
right there.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
Yeah. You could have just texted that to me.
Oh yeah, she looks like your Tia, like you just looks random as hell, like she's just. Anyway, yeah, I just killed that whole that joke there, but Carmen Electra, yeah, looks good,
Mm-hmm.
But I thought I feel like it was a lot of Piston stuff, and I with the Rodman stuff, and I want I want some heavy Bull stuff, man. This is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think there's 6 episodes left. I'm curious to see what they finish with, what they carry over with, what the next episode is. Have they teased what the next one is yet?
Yeah, they have. I don't remember.
Is it the Olympic one? Are they doing something with the Olympic team?
I think they're gonna get into his Nike endorsement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm down for that, man. That's that's dope. So, but anyway, man, thank God that we got something like that to watch right now. And I'm saying,
dude, for real. When they announced that they were pushing it up to April,
yeah.
That was one
but
of
it really
it
also makes you Sponer. It makes you it makes you think about the fact that it was originally scheduled for June, and can you imagine? LeBron was balling, this season, and he was on the path of possibly, having a good opportunity to play in the finals.
Yeah.
Not a guaranteed, but you like his chances.
Mm-hmm.
You imagine, man, LeBron's got to be sitting at home, and I know he's always talked nice about Jordan, and he's always saying this stuff, but a part of LeBron is also thinking, man, can you imagine him being in the finals and then everyone asking him all these questions about MJ?
Yeah, that would have been annoying for sure.
He's got to feel a little bit like, damn, all right. Yeah, glad I don't have to deal with this. But then, he hadn't thought about the timing of it, damn, why ESPN doing me dirty like that, man? Why are they busting this out during the finals? You know what I'm saying?
Because that would have been great content for them.
Oh yeah, man, but it's kind of a douchey move though, because they milked the crap out of LeBron for his whole career, and now all of a sudden, oh, by the way, let's just bring up the whole MJ LeBron debate now by showing the whole documentary about why MJ was spectacular, and let's forget that you're taking your third team to the finals. So, but I thought it was dope. I'm excited about it. It kind of made me. I pulled out my Bulls jersey. I should have worn it. I'm gonna wear it Thursday. I'll wear my Bulls jersey. I got my Jordan. I have 3 Jordan jerseys. Gus, do you have any?
I had one, and somebody stole it.
Oh. Damn, dude, that sucks. Sorry.
I had the black pinstripe one.
Oh, that's a tough one to lose, bro. That's a nice one.
Yeah, I was really pissed. I wanted to fight somebody.
I'd fight somebody for that, for sure. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think I look back at the watching all the videos of Jordan, though, it does, man, that Bulls jersey was just so iconic.
Yeah. I like the original cursive Chicago.
I'm not crazy about that one. I think it's nice. But I definitely associate him with the Bulls. Just the one we always saw him with.
Of course.
But it also makes me think, you look at that and you think of MJ, you think of that look that he had.
Yeah.
And it's also super iconic. You think of MJ and you're like, yeah, man, Bulls. And you see that jersey and that 23 and you're just like, bro, it's unchanged. It's perfect.
Yeah.
You look at LeBron and there's nothing like that for LeBron.
No, because he's worn so many different jerseys.
And it got me thinking though, not only is there so much free agency and player movement now, but this whole marketing of the NBA, which makes sense, hey, let's push out 5 different jerseys every year, but are we gonna have iconic looks for our superstars? First of all, they don't stick around long enough, and secondly, the look is always changing, or there's a different variation that because they're always wearing all these different things, those iconic moments are not going to happen in the iconic look every time.
That's true.
Even think about the Heat. You think about Wade, but you have Wade in white, Wade in red, Wade in black, Wade in all those other weird things. Hitting the vice, hitting that bank 3 with the vice. Him when one of my favorite Wade moments when he runs up to the scorer's board after he hits the shot against the Bulls and he's my house. He's wearing the El Heat jersey. No Latina. Right. So I'm curious, man. I wonder if you're gonna have iconic. I think some of the classic teams like the Lakers are still going to have it because you still think of Kobe, you still think 24 and you think 8 and it's still the same Laker jersey. It doesn't really change much. But even him, you they wore that white jersey every once in a while on Sundays. They wear the white one and then, it's a little strange. I just it really, me being the uniform guy and noticing these things, I was looking at it and I was just blown away by how how iconic it was. Like, bro, that red, that look was just, it's engraved into my memory. Just bam. Well, one thing that I'll put out that I didn't notice, I never knew. I thought Jordan, whenever he wore the black jersey, was always pinstriped. But they also wore that last season.
Mm-hmm.
The black jersey had no pinstripes.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I would have gone to my grave saying that he only wore pinstripes. And I don't know why they took the pinstripes off, because that shit was fire, bro.
It was fire, yeah.
What are you thinking, bro? What are you thinking? Anyway, Gussie, got any last thoughts on The Last Dance? We'll talk a little bit more about it on the next show. But
yeah, man, I don't know. I love it, man. Like, I'm just glued to the TV. I don't get up to go to the bathroom. I don't get up to get water. I don't get up for anything. I just sit there. I even watch the commercials.
You're just loving all this, non-LeBron talk. You're like, this is why my boy's the best ever, huh? That's all you're saying? It's
not that it's non-LeBron talk. It's that it's MJ talk.
It's MJ talk, and you're like, yeah, this is why he's the OG. Yeah, this is the best. All right. It's warranted right now. You enjoy the moment. We'll debate it some more on the next episode. But I think it's time to wrap it up, man. I want to thank everybody for the comments. I want to thank everybody for the participation. I want to thank MJ again for joining us and spending some time with us. Much appreciated.
Definitely.
Shout out to Magic City
Casino, Magic City Jai-Alai. Shout out.
Man. Shout out to them. Shout out to Gus. And shout out to everybody who's who's staying safe, and everybody who's I also want to just take a second, man. Fuck, man. Everybody who's supported us, who's given us a like, who's given us a share, man. I love you guys. I love all of you. Thank you so much for that, man. We've been doing this now for we're getting close to that 5-year mark, and to be able to have people like MJ and last week, shout out to Stanley Thomas Oliver for joining us last week, who's now a Carolina Panther. We've had guys on the show.
That's right. Hey, look, Don telling me to be a good boy. I'll try. No promises.
No promises. But, it's because of all the support that we've had from, the people behind the scenes, the people who helped, who inspired us, who motivated us to not give up on Lemon City and to keep it going, that, we were able to have all these moments and share these things and be able to give you guys something to take away from the quarantine, man. It sucks. Everybody's, locked up at home, missing family. Some people haven't seen family. Some people haven't, seen anything. So, hey, any way that we can help out and, be a part of your day, and you allow us to be a part of your day, we greatly appreciate it. So thank you very much for that.
High five, bro.
Wait. High five. Yeah, there you go. Man, we should make a GIF of that, the virtual 5. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it, man. Enough mushy talk. We'll see you guys next time. How about that? Episode 195 in the books. Remember to like, subscribe, share, review if you're on Apple. Oh wait, Don has an NFL question she wants to ask. Don,
sure, go ahead.
Give us the question. You got. There we go. What's the question? And we'll try to answer it as quickly as possible while we do our goodbyes here. But remember, like, share, subscribe. And if you get a chance, man, you go on Apple or Spotify or wherever you get your podcast, leave a little review. Little, 5 stars are always good. Little reviews with 5 stars are better. Those are best. Right. So if Don doesn't have the question here, we're gonna wrap it up here. I don't think Don's gonna get it in time.
There's a little delay, so.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like a 7-second delay or something like that.
Just in case there's like a wardrobe malfunction and
yeah.
So okay, Don's got a question here. Is there any particular order that a team gets to choose the draft? You want to answer that, Gus, or you want me to do it?
Sure. The suckiest teams choose first. So if you have the worst record, you're choosing number 1.
Yeah, that's
and it goes in order like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
In order of suckiness.
Yeah, based on your record, the previous the season, the Dolphins had essentially the 5th worst record. If there's teams that are tied with the same record, then they go into tiebreakers, like division record, record against common opponents. There's a little formula for it, but for the most part, it's if you had the worst record, like the Bengals did, you're gonna have the number 1 pick. And if you won the Super Bowl, you're probably going to have the last pick. So that's why the Chiefs were the last team to pick. So as if you're a Dolphins fan, let's hope we get that pick 32. That's where we want to be next season, you know, or in one of these seasons upcoming. But yeah, there we go. So I'm glad we could help you out, Don. Thank you so much for the question. Appreciate it. There you go. So she's good. All right, Gus. That's our goodbye. That's our signal.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody. Adios. 195 in the books. Bye. Go home. Go home. Go home.